Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see any comments. I'm in the car at a dead stop in gridlock because, well, there was an accident apparently. I hope everybody's okay. But right as I'm getting out of Intuit Dome, there's an accident on the freeway. And I was going to go to the bathroom at Intuit Dome before I left, and I was like, nah, I got to get home. I got to go to Clippers Talk After Dark. And now I'm feeling like Lloyd Christmas and Dumb and Dumber after they messed with Seabass. Kick his ass, Seabass! And they're driving away. And now, looking for a bottle almost. No, I'm not going to get to that point. I'm not. I hope not. I just want traffic to resume at some point. And if somebody could just let me know if you can hear me, that would be awesome too. This is a brutal way to end the night. But I have kind of wanted to test this out if I could do a live stream while driving. So what better time than now? Clippers lose to the OKC Thunder. They've lost all 4 games so far at Intuit Dome. Times are hard. Clipper Nation is down. And it's late on a Saturday night. And I'm not even sure if anyone is in here or if they can hear me or if I actually am live. But if you can, let me know. I guess I got to put out the tweet, right? Is my video even rolling? I just minimized the screen. Here, see if anybody's around. Seems like people are starting to join. You guys can hear me? All right. I am currently in pain, not just because the Clippers have lost, but I got outside lot G, or what is it? Lot W, the west lot. And as soon as I got on the freeway, trying to hit the 110 north, big accident. Pain. I waited. I didn't want to go to the bathroom at Intuit Dome because I wanted to rush to get home because I wanted to get on the computer and I wanted to do Clippers Talk After Dark. And now I'm stuck in traffic and it's just lights everywhere. And if I unplug my phone, I'm afraid you're not going to be able to hear me. But trust me, we're stuck in traffic. Complete gridlock. I haven't moved 5 damn feet so far. I hope everybody's okay. I do see some flashing lights. Good 1.5 miles down the road. What a night. I've always wanted to see if this would work. I've always wanted to see if I could do Clippers Talk from the car. But now I'm finding out in the worst possible way. I mean, the Clippers lose tonight to the OKC Thunder and now stuck in traffic like this. Misery loves company. Please talk to me, guys. Can I just get something out of the way right away? Everyone is skewering Coach Lue, not everyone, but some people, for starting the fourth quarter without James Harden. Oh, he started the fourth quarter without James Harden, without Norman Powell. How could that happen? How could you let that happen? He's been doing that for like the last 5 games. And the group of Kevin Porter Jr., Chris Dunn, Amir Coffey, Nico Batum, and Ivica Zubats has been winning minutes coming into this game. They've had a plus net rating. So they get blitzed tonight by OKC. It didn't work out. SGA wasn't even on the floor. Isaiah Joe goes off. So he should have known that what had been working for multiple games with that 5-man lineup wouldn't have worked tonight against the Thunder without SGA on the floor. What? I can't criticize Coach Lue for that. He's asked the question post-game about it. A reporter asked him, I was frustrated having to hear this question. He goes, do you consider bringing back Norm and James Harden and starting them in the fourth? And it's like, they just played the entire third. They were trying to keep the game close when OKC was making a big push. Harden had to play the entire first quarter too. You can't play him unlimited minutes, and that 5-man lineup had worked. It is a big part of the reason they won against Golden State and the Denver Nuggets, and they played their minutes even to start the second quarter with that lineup tonight against OKC. So there's a lot of logic to say, hey, I'm going to run it out there again. These guys were good enough in this very game against OKC. So I just don't think it's fair to go after Coach Lue for starting the fourth with the same guys he's been starting the fourth with that had been good. It wasn't tonight. They were good in the second quarter. They were good in the fourth. Ivica Zubac was missing some chippies. Coach Lue said Big Zoo looked a little bit tired to him. I'm going to be talking to Will Updike about this tomorrow if we do a Clips and Dip. Believe that. As he's been killing me for pointing out that could be an issue of why you don't play him too heavy of minutes, even though I've wanted him to play heavy minutes. And now there's people in here, and we got like new trolls, people who just found the show and have immediately turned into trolls, like this guy, Tony Montana. Say goodnight to the bad guy. I think we're putting him in timeout right away. Other teams, fans of other teams, are starting to come in to Clippers Talk and give me grief. We had a guy who was an OKC fan who was saying horrible stuff in the pregame show. He got straight up blocked. Just wouldn't tolerate it. Just spamming the show, saying nasty stuff. I couldn't even read any of the other messages because he was saying so much bad stuff. Tony Montana's a Golden State Warriors fan coming in here talking junk, even though the Clippers beat the Golden State Warriors. I did not hate that starting five to start the fourth quarter, nor am I going, how could you not have Norman Powell or James Harden? Because it's been working. So now one time it doesn't. There are things to criticize. That is not one of them. I don't think Coach Lue has been the problem. I think the talent disadvantage has been the problem. Obviously. So now are the same people that were hating on KPJ when he has a negative plus minus, are they going to acknowledge when he has a net positive out there? Interesting. The same people who put all that into a plus minus rating are now going to be plus minus truthers. When KPJ had a minus out there, it was like, obviously, he was terrible. Look, he was a minus 10. But now he has a plus 12. I don't know about this plus 12. I don't know if we can trust the plus minus all of a sudden. That's hilarious to me, too. I thought he obviously had a pretty solid first half outside of two really bad passes to Ivica Zubac, where they could not, for the life of them, create enough space and make a pinpoint pass to Big Zoo when he had matchups against Alex Caruso and guys coming to double. Man, I hear more sirens. This must be bad. I mean, I haven't moved 5 feet. I'm in pain. Why didn't I go to the bathroom before I left into a dome? Why did I think the freeway would just be a green light all the way home? Why did I think that? I'm paying for it now. Stop using plus minuses in one game situations and acting like it's the be all end all. It is so heavily flawed, guys. Are you telling me Terrence Mann wasn't good overall in the game? Didn't get them off to a quick start, didn't have a three, a jumper, got fouled going downhill, didn't have multiple dunks where he got fouled on in the second half. Yeah, he had bad moments too. But if you think a minus 16 is indicative of how he played, you just don't understand plus minuses, honestly. I'm going to be more irritated than normal because I got to go to the bathroom and I'm stuck in traffic and we're not moving. As soon as I get on the 110, was there another way? Should I have been paying attention to my navigation system? Is it all my fault? Probably. I could have just went to the bathroom before I left into it, Dome, but I wanted to rush home and get on the computer for Clippers Talk After Dark, and now I'm paying the price. And some of these comments are going to kill me. Ross said, what's up with Zubac's free throw shooting? I don't know. That's a lack of focus to me. Maybe it's in his head after missing those two against Portland late. But where did he go? 1 of 5, chat? Where did Zubac go from the free throw line? Because it's getting damn near inexcusable to miss as many free throws as they have and did tonight. That is what is killing you. You have no room for error, and you're going out and having 20-plus turnovers and missing how many free throws? 8? That stuff can't happen. Your offense, we know already. I might as well put it in park. I don't know why I have my foot on the brake. I ain't going nowhere. Look at the red. How far does this go? Oh, God. Oh, God. And now what tends to be a half-hour drive home is going to turn into 2 hours, or get home when the damn cows come home. Be out there in the car until the damn cows come home. I'm going to need your help, chat, with some of the numbers tonight. I really am. Because I'm not going to be able to search it while we're doing the show here. So, KPJ is not a winning basketball player. I guess we don't know yet. It's inconclusive. You can go off of 6 games if you want to. I mean, he technically won his minutes tonight. Was he the reason he did? I think some of them were good minutes. I think the first half was pretty good. He had a 4-point play that he missed the free throw on. Coach Lue credited him post-game for having his best game when it came to looking for others, generating mismatches, trying to find Zoo, who couldn't get some easy buckets against Chet Holmgren and whoever else they had at times on the double. Timothy said, Adam, there's a lot of talentless squads out there and winning games. Warriors are winning games without Curry. Raptors won today without Scotty. Nets are 3-3 without any star on their roster. Yeah, all those teams that you're talking about, including Golden State without Curry, have a lot of youth and juice and more proven young players. What is this comment? T-Man has been horrible. Zoo needs to check him. Zoo did check him. He told him to take a shot when Terrence Mann turned one down. He turned another one down in the second half when he was wide open at the top of the arc. That's the stuff that I need to stop. I'm not saying he was perfect tonight, but he also had some really good moments. ST said, I like Miller's headband. These are called chestnut seats. It's a Kia K5. It's nothing that fancy. It gives the illusion of that. What adjustments would I do if I was the head coach? I would tell them to not turn the basketball over, because that's what some of you guys seem to be assuming Coach Lue is not telling the team. As if he's going, guys, turn it over 20 times a game. As if he is not telling them to stop the careless turnovers. As if he hasn't told them a million times, take the open shots. When they get an open shot, it is imperative they take it, guys, because that's probably the best shot they're getting in that possession, right? So take it. You have to. When they get an open shot with that offense, you better take it. When they create an open shot, they do all that work, they got to take it. Max Vega is laughing. What's so funny? The only thing I would consider, and it sounds like it's not happening, because Coach Lou basically alluded to the fact that that five-man lineup is going to get another opportunity. That struggled to start the fourth quarter because they have been a plus, and he even referenced the numbers. Thank goodness we have a coach and GM and people that understand the analytics and go off of that instead of just eye test. Like Coach Lou referenced the fact that that five-man unit that I've been talking about that came out of last weekend, a plus 10 in 14 minutes, and absolutely contributed in a big way to winning against Golden State, against Denver, with KPJ, Dunn, Amir, Batum, and Ivica Zubac. That five-man lineup that struggled in the fourth tonight, it had not been struggling. In fact, they played even in their second quarter minutes with OKC. So, to blame Coach Lou for not having Norman Powell and James Harden to start the fourth quarter when that lineup already did work earlier in this game, has done work in previous games, has been a big part of why they've won 2 games, period. You can't go too hard on Coach Lou about that. I'm sorry. It just makes it sound like you haven't watched the games. Coach Lou actually said that in so many words to the reporter. What game were you watching? Because, like, as soon as the reporter asked that question, I'm just like, oh, man. Like, it's unfair criticism. There's fair criticism. I don't think that is. Miss Shakes says, literally just got home from the Dome from the 110. I must have missed it. You escaped. I did not. I live in Burbank. It's going to be a while, my friend. It's going to be a long night for me, which is why I'm at least thankful that technology is working in my favor and I can do the live stream. I don't know what I'd do. Be pulling my hair out. Again, the situation is this, guys. I wanted to get home as fast as possible. So I bypassed going to the bathroom at Intuit Dome on the way out when I kind of had to go. And now I'm paying the price because I'm stuck in traffic and I haven't moved for a half hour already. Pain. Al said, instead of attacking fans for pointing out obvious issues, maybe try hearing what we say. I have been. Anyone who doesn't worship Ty is a troll. That's not what I'm saying. I'm pointing out specifics, my friend. I didn't say that. Like, I'm giving you actual data of why he went to the five-man unit, and all I get back is fire Ty. I mean, that's all the stuff I heard post-game, who, by the way, has a 5-year contract extension. Well earned. Y'all can call me names and say that I'm just trying to cope. It's like, when there's real criticism, I'm happy to do so. If you have listened to the show over the years, with all the John Wall 3-man lineups and stuff that wasn't working and Marcus Morris, I criticized it. Plenty. I have said I would try something else at this point and not go back to KPJ. So I'm trying to be as fair and honest as possible, my friend. If you don't like it just because there's a faction of fans that are going to hate on Ty no matter what he does. Like, the guy had the sense of urgency to call a timeout in the third quarter, 35 seconds in. He had seen enough. Bad offense, bad defense, sense of urgency. He's trying to nip stuff in the bud. I don't know what more you could ask. He told him, you have to take these shots. How is it on Ty when guys are turning down open shots? That is not part of the game plan. Believe me, when there's criticism on Ty, legitimate criticism that should be laid upon him, I'm there for it. I've done it. And like I said, I'd probably go away from KPJ. I would try something else. I would give Bones a shot. You know how I feel about him. Ross said KPJ is going to be a steal for the Clippers as soon as the game slows down for him. By January, all Clippers fans will be glad he is on the team. We'll see, Ross. I'm glad you're being positive about it. I obviously think it has been mixed results at best. Another game where he has a good first half, and I thought a bad second half. Ty Lue, though, saw some things with him getting into the paint, and some of the criticism on KPJ isn't fair because Ivica Zubac just wasn't making shots and had some good looks that didn't go, a missed dunk. And he did look gassed at times. And Shed outplayed him. So, like, when there's criticism for Zoo, I go after Zoo. When it's fair to go after him, I do. When it's fair to praise him, I try to be objective about it. Other people just want to call Ty Lue the T word, which I'm not even going to use on here. Yeah, I'm the one. I'm the bad guy here because I'm actually pointing out plays and numbers and not just overreacting to everything. We got Al here says, if Ty tells the players what to do and they refuse to listen, that means the coach has lost the locker room. I'm sure he's lost the locker room 6 games in, guys. Have you heard the players post game? Do they act like they're not listening to Coach Lue? When he's telling them to shoot the basketball and they don't, it's because, well, it's early in the season. Guys are in different roles. They're being asked to take more shots. They're out of their comfort zone, but it's just necessary. There's no Kawhi. Paul George is in Philly. Yes, it is a small sample size. You know what's even more of a small sample size? The bad minutes from that lineup. Like, 14 minutes is a small sample size, yes, but you're going to keep going to it as long as it was working. Tonight was the first time they got destroyed with that lineup, Timothy. So I don't know what you expected. They literally ran that lineup in the second quarter that they did in the first quarter tonight. And in the second quarter, they stonewalled OKC. They played them even. That lineup won them games, the only 2 games they had won. So you expect them to all of a sudden to go away from it? He should have had the foresight that now it's not going to work tonight. Even though it played even against OKC in the second quarter, he should have known. The fourth quarter, no, it's not going to work. You don't have unlimited minutes with Harden and Norm. I'm sorry. They need to play bigger to start the game. Great. What are the options there? I don't have any other option. I'm stuck on a ramp right now. I've moved about 20 feet in 45 minutes. Boonit said Kawhi Leonard literally fixes everything. I mean, yeah, they probably are 5-1 with him. That Mexican Nara said if they lose against the Spurs, surely they're making lineup changes. I wouldn't wait that long, but I get it. It hasn't been 10 games. I think if they get down early against the Spurs, they'll make lineup changes. I think if they got ambushed early, like they did late, if OKC came out and was up 15 in the first quarter, I think we might have saw Bones or Jordan Miller then. But like Charles Mockler said post-game, put it beautifully. Like, what's your move after that? Say you go to Bones and it doesn't work, and he's streaking up and down, which he can be. Say you go to Jordan Miller and the game's moving way too fast for him. You're out of moves. So to panic and go to that now, which it could seem that way, that takes a lot of belief. And you're sure those guys are going to fix things when both of them are unproven to an extent. Jay's B-Day at midnight. Happy birthday. Big Money Saul said, hey, I live in NoHo. The collapses are not that crazy. Like, I've been telling you why this is happening, my friend. The Clippers come out and they are outworking teams and playing harder against teams that are more talented than them. And you can get away with that for a while. But eventually the cream rises to the top, as the Macho Man Randy Savage would say. And once the teams start working just as hard as the Clippers and meet them at that level of effort, then the talent takes over. Then what advantage do the Clippers have? Their advantage is we're going to play harder. That's our identity. We're going to give a better effort. And they can do it for a while. And then as they start to slow down because it takes something out of them, and the opposition starts to have more of a sense of urgency and intensity out there because they're down, that's when they pull away. There's plenty of fair criticism. I think it's fair to criticize Ty if you want to say, hey, I'm going away from KPJ, it's not working, or I'm going to make a move. I think that is fair criticism. I think there's still logical reasons why Ty Lue wouldn't do that yet, and there's an easy way to push back against it, but it's still fair criticism. It could be done. Steve Kerr started bringing Kuminga off the bench after like 2 games. That stuff does happen. You can make moves early on in the season. See this, we're only allowed to worship Ty stuff. That's you being unfair. You're presenting my argument as I am saying you're only allowed to worship Ty. That's called a straw man. You're misrepresenting what I'm saying. I'm pointing out times over the years where I have criticized him, not playing Rocco, going to the Marcus Morris well over and over again. Some of those lineups to start that 22-23 season, going so small, the Olive Garden stuff, as Will Updike would put it. John McClain, thanks for this. You ever think about moving closer to Intuit to him? Right about now. My sentiment is not I'm done. So that's not fair. Jay says, Adam, I'm waving the white flag on my overly optimistic view. Going to start carrying your sentiment about this team. I'm done. My sentiment is I try to tell you all about this team on offense and how much they could struggle. And over the weekend, after they won those 2 games, what was the first thing I said on Clips and Dip? Clippers are 2-1. What was the first thing I told you on there? I am concerned about fatigue setting in. What are you seeing now? Guys, I don't live in the prisoner of the moment stuff. I look big picture. I see flaws even in wins. I see positives even in losses. I don't just look at things through the lens of one game. I can't do that. Axie says I want Miller over KPJ, and I can understand that. Doesn't sound like it's coming, though, based upon what Coach Lue said post-game. Because he at least mentioned that 5-man lineup at the start of the 4th is going to get more time, which I think is fair. But I also think and can understand why someone would say, hey, I want to see Jordan Miller now. It's not working. Give us a young guy that shows all this potential. Man, I hope everybody's okay from this accident. This looks bad. Not that I'm close enough to see. It's just, given the gridlock we've been in for so long, it's got to be. Oh, man. Edgar O said, I live a few minutes from the dome traffic. It's effed. Yeah, I can tell that. Jonathan Ing said, I got to hop back in here and going to go to bed. Too many Ty trolls. Ty isn't the reason this team has a talent deficiency issue. No. Even the front office isn't, when you look at just the fact that, they constructed a team with Kawhi. He's not here. Jonathan Ing says, are there mistakes? Sure. But whatever mistakes he makes is insignificant. Like, you're looking at the wrong thing if you think Ty Lue is the reason they're 2-4 so far. That is misdirected hostility towards Ty because you didn't like him coming into this season or you have issues with him. And so, therefore, whenever anything goes wrong, you make him the scapegoat or people making KPJ the scapegoat. It is not one thing. This is the biggest reason: the talent deficiencies. They're not supposed to beat OKC. But then you're up 13 and you feel like they're supposed to. But 13 isn't much in today's league. And again, OKC can flip the switch. They have the talent advantage. They can get back into a ball game quickly. They had a 15-0 run in the third quarter. The Clippers' offense is so woeful at times, as predicted it would be, that they could have 8 points, through the first 8 minutes of the fourth? Just brutal. Jonathan Ng points out what I've been saying. Ty isn't the reason the team is missing free throws and having a ton of turnovers. He's not, guys. That's on the players. Peter says, I saw Ty in the practice court at halftime with another coach. He's trying to figure it out. That's cool insight. Jonathan Ng said, if Ty gets fired and someone else comes in, the team has the same talent deficiency issues. Ty's not getting fired. He got a 5-year contract extension. Deservedly so. Al Thorne, who is still bringing up, straw man stuff and argumentative fallacies, is like, hey, we've had Kawhi healthy in the past. Even with Kawhi, we've had issues. Ty has never had Kawhi healthy throughout an entire playoff run. Sure, everybody has regular season issues, even when you do have a ton of talent. Like, the Denver Nuggets, on their way to win the championship, lost some really bad games at the end of that season. You'll see Boston get smoked by the Clippers. Boston got smoked by the Clippers last season at home. They went on to win the championship. Everybody has lulls during the regular season. There isn't a 70-win team out there, to my knowledge, currently. Ty continually gets voted the best in-game adjuster by his peers, not by people who couldn't draw up a play if their life depended on it, but his peers, the people who know ball a little bit more at a higher level that work in the NBA. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You can hate on him all you want, but I'm glad he got the 5-year extension. Jay said, it's not Ty. Ty is going to fix this. Just letting the evidence compound, like I said, so there's not butts being hurt. Yes. Expecting Coffee to start over Derrick Jones Jr., Bones over KPJ. I don't think Coffee's starting over Derrick Jones Jr., my friend. I think you're off on that one. Derrick Jones Jr. just had his first really bad offensive game. Derrick Jones Jr. has been really good for this team. He's incredible. So you had me in the first half, not in the second half there. More people saying Miller should play over KPJ. I get it. Some saying they should play bigger to start the game, but also not giving, who is the big you can play to start the game that's also not going to be limited offensively and create the Clippers to have a clogged paint because they can't spread the floor? Who is this big that's a shooter that's hiding on the Clippers right now that's proven that can play the 4 next to Ivica Zubac and not cause major issues if you have a 4 next to him like PJ Tucker was last year, who in theory could shoot, had a track record of being able to shoot threes and being able to spread the floor. If you have a 4 next to Ivica Zubac who can't shoot, it's not going to work, guys. Al just has a one-track mind because he doesn't like Coach Lue and refuses any evidence to the contrary of his preset opinion. Jose said Clips have a tough schedule, to be honest. That's definitely accurate. Well, right now I'm preferring the 405 since the 110 has deceived me and I'm in hell. And I've had to go to the bathroom and I drank way too much water before I left and I was going to hurry home to Clippers talk after dark. And I thought, I don't need to go to the bathroom and into a dome before I leave. I'll be home in 20 minutes. Mistakes were made. Jay said, I did say first 10 games were going to be sink or swim. We have to breach right now. I don't know. There were some people in here telling me they're going to be over 500 without Kawhi. They're going to go 8-2 or 7-3 the first 10 games. And I was like, guys, I would sign up for 5-5 right now. I don't know what some people were talking about with their expectations of this team. That's great that he should stagger, and Robert Flom thinks he should stagger Norman Harden. I'm not against doing that. What I'm against is a reaction to one stint of this lineup that has been working so far this season, not working, and that being ammo against Ty Lue. Like, he should have had the foresight to see that a lineup that's been working a ton is not going to work in the fourth tonight, even though it just worked in the second against the same team. That's just illogical. Ty has not lost the locker room. Yeah, the same players who have generated more 20-point comebacks than any other team in the NBA. Like, how many times have we been through this where people panic, say fire Ty, and then he maximizes his talent and they come back down 20 and beat a team they had no business beating. Puneet said, we need to trade Man. We have Dunn and Derrick Jones Jr. Hey, if Man doesn't improve and take more shots, I'm not asking him to get 15 a game. We played the audio. I had Law Murray on, by the way, who had the interview earlier today where Terrence Mann pushed back as much as I have ever seen him with a reporter, got a little bit emotional about it. I can understand why. But we had Law Murray on the pregame show in the live section if you want to check that out. We played the T-Man audio. And I do think, as soon as he signed the contract, I said it. Well, that is a tradable contract, what they got Terrence Mann on. And unlike Ivica Zubac, he can be traded this year. Zubac also signed a new extension. But for whatever reason, CBA rules, I don't understand it at all. Man can be traded on his new extension. Ivica Zubac cannot be. Look, if at some point it comes down to that, like, I wouldn't be shocked. Like, everything's on the table with this team. Everything. I don't think they would trade Kawhi unless it was mutually beneficial for both, and Kawhi signed off on it too because they don't want the perception of what happened with Blake Griffin again. But I think pretty much anything is on the table. James Harden is on a 1-1. Like, he's can opt out after this year. Nobody is safe. They're trying to win games, guys. They're trying to stay in front of Houston and keep their first-round pick. Okay, this is why I can't help some of these people. The same guy who's saying they should start bigger is saying they should start Kai Jones at the 4. Kai Jones has not proven any ability to shoot in the NBA whatsoever. So therefore, your spacing is going to be trash on offense, my friend. You got to understand. You might be better defensively, and they really haven't struggled much on that end. Your offense is going to be even worse. If you have Kai Jones next to Ivica Zubac, how are they going to be able to spread the floor? Jose said they get too far behind, they might miss the playoffs. That was always an option. I don't know who you guys were listening to with your analysis for the Clippers going into this year, but I said somewhere between 6 and 10. If Kawhi plays 50 games, if he doesn't, I don't know where they're going to end up. Max Vega said, and I love that name, the positive thing is every game has been close. I suppose tonight's, got away from them in the fourth pretty quick. down 13 at the 7-minute mark. And then down 16 at the 4-minute mark. Coach Lou had seen enough. Saying guys need to develop in a season where you're going to lose your first-round pick if you don't stay in front of the Houston Rockets. Guys, they have no reason to tank. Oh, we're starting to move here a little bit. They have no reason to just play a bunch of young guys and have them develop. Now, if you can develop guys while winning, which would be my argument for Jordan Miller, I'd like to see if he can contribute to winning while developing. That's the best of both worlds. That would be great. Thank you, Jonathan. Logic prevails with some. No. If they're going to lose, might as well lose by developing. There's no guarantee they're going to lose. Again, they have been very competitive. They're 2-4 and could easily be 4-2. But they're 2-4. Losing does not get them a better draft pick, guys. That's not a situation they're in. So just playing young guys because, hey, what does it matter? We'll just develop them. That is not advantageous for this team. They are in a different place. I mean, some people get it. Like, if you go, like, Bones and Jordan Miller are last resort. You start playing those guys, and that doesn't work, you have no other place to go. That's what's scary. So to let things play out a little bit more, there is logic and rationale to that. Would I give Bones a try? Yeah. But I see where Coach Lou is coming from. We're already getting criticism on Jordan Miller in 4 minutes. He didn't seem to move well laterally. I assure you he can move well. I mean, the last preseason game where he scored 21 points was against Keegan Murray. The Kings were playing guys. They played everybody but De'Aaron Fox. That was not a fluke. Al is just so fixated and was probably going to get a timeout at some point, or just guys like this that can't be more open-minded. I just can only take so much of the same message over and over again. It's not that productive. I get it. You don't like Ty. I've been hearing this stuff forever, and yet players love playing for Ty. So who are all these players that don't love playing for Ty? I'd love to know. Who are all these guys that have said that? No examples? Huh. That Mexican Nara said he could also expand the rotation to 11-man to give Harden less minutes. He could. That's fair. That's fair criticism. It'd be unusual for Ty. Golden State started with a 12-man rotation. So, wait, you said I'm acting like Ty can do no wrong. I bring up examples of criticism that I've had for him. Your problem is you're looking for some coach that is this imaginary coach that does everything that you want him to do, which probably would not end up being a very good coach based upon some of the stuff you're saying here, Al. I got news for you. Every coach has a blind spot or downsides or makes mistakes. There is no perfect coach. Golden State Warriors fans destroy Steve Kerr all the time. He's won 4 championships with them. Miami Heat fans destroy Eric Spoelstra sometimes. You're never going to find a coach that doesn't have some issues for your preference of what you would like to see. And there's a lot of messages in here. I hope you guys can still hear me. I should probably check that. I agree with Stuart. The game that I'm upset about is the Portland game. That's the game that's inexcusable. And how did that happen? Turnovers and missed free throws. Is that on Coach Lue? They lost because of Coach Lue to Portland? Because Big Zoo missed 2 free throws? Because James Harden split free throws multiple times? They tried to feed Zoo, my friend, early in the fourth quarter. I don't know if you watched that part. Zoo didn't have a good game. See, we got to be honest and objective about it. Ray said Portland game was brutal. That's the game. You win that game, you're 3-3. I completely agree with that comment. Great comment. Not a single guy can dribble but James Harden. Like KPJ can, in theory. He's also been way too loose with the basketball so far, and his timing and rhythm just may be off from missing a year, or maybe just not a winning player. He's never played for a team with aspirations like the Clippers have. The book is out. We don't know. Who is he as a player? It's an experiment. But it's one you kind of had to make because he's your best chance of having another playmaker and guy that can create for himself outside of James Harden. Terrence Mann, the reason Terrence Mann, and people talk about his offense all the time, and, why hasn't Terrence Mann made this big leap offensively? Like, I don't think people realize. Do you understand why he got to 39 points against the Utah Jazz in that game? It was on a bunch of catch and shoot threes where he was left wide open. He wasn't creating for himself a ton. That's not who Terrence Mann is. That's not. So I think there's unrealistic expectations, and I think the contract is fair for the type of player he is at the age of 28. He needs to be a catch and shoot guy. He hasn't been doing that enough so far this season. So I think the criticism is fair in some ways. Just do what you've been doing throughout your career more, Terrence Mann, is what I think is the fair criticism. Get downhill, attack more, take open shots, rebounds. No one's asking you to go outside the flow of the offense and create. When he tried to create in the second half, what was this, third quarter? Asked for Zubac to come up, set a screen, went around it, and passed it to the front row. He's not that guy. Terrence Mann has limitations. Why couldn't Zoo cook Chet? Zoo was out of rhythm early, and they couldn't get him to the basketball, and I think that played a role. Plus, I believe they were still bringing help when Chet was on Ivica Zubac. To act like it was always one-on-one isn't true. Yeah, DJJ had his first really bad offensive game. I get it. He's also been amazing so far. So you can't make these long-reaching conclusions and knee-jerk reactions to guys who overall have been playing well. No, KPJ has hit 2 3-pointers. The first one he hit was a bank. Tonight was not the first 3-pointer. It was a 4-point play. He got fouled on it. It was late in the shot clock, and he had to put it up. Man, I'm still stuck in traffic. I wasn't sure if this comment was about the Clippers or me moving maybe probably 150 feet in an hour. Art H says, relax. Wait until Kawhi and Mo Bamba come back. Everything will be fine. Well, the problem is, first of all, acting like Mo Bamba is going to save this team. Just no, man. Kawhi, yes, he could. If he comes back healthy, stays healthy, is playing at a Kawhi level, a top 5 player level, yeah. All that remains to be seen. That's all up in the air right now. We have no idea how he's going to look. And if he can play a sustained number of games. And when he's coming back, we don't know. Chris G said, still optimistic about this team. Even with this slow start, it's still early. for a team that is still gelling. Yeah, but the problem is a lot of these guys, here's the problem. The flaws on this team are not because they're not playing hard or not gelling at times. The flaws are they don't have guys without Kawhi that are proven secondary ball handlers and guys that can really take the load off of James Harden. I think Bones can do it, but it's fair to say he's been up and down and is still a young player. I just saw those first 4 or 5 games last season when he was the designated backup point guard, and he was playing well. And I think he can be a backup point guard in this league and thrive. But they don't have clear-cut, obvious options. They didn't bring in Tyus Jones, and he's the backup point guard running the show. You want to go to Phoenix. So there are flaws on this team that aren't going to get better unless they make a trade. And those flaws are the ones that are standing out most right now to me. Offensively, I didn't think they'd be good, and they haven't been good. My hope was if they could hang around 12th or 13th, just a little bit above average by the end of the year, which means I'm assuming Kawhi is going to be there, and that's going to bring up their overall offensive rating. But their offensive rating without Kawhi, yeah, I'm not shocked that it's going to be bottom 10. Clippers Cave said KPJ's lack of three-point shooting is killing us. That's where I really think Bones can help. We need more efficient shot creation, especially from 3. I mean, I agree with that. Bones Highland is an off-the-bounce three-point shooter. He is a rarity. God, you guys and your plus-minus. So when KPJ has a negative plus-minus, it's like, it's just, yeah. How about Kobe Brown? He hasn't proven anything. Steve Ballmer wants to win. That's all I know. They've lost all 4 games so far at Intuit Dome. Everybody's frustrated, guys. Jay with just the most helpful comments always. I'm not saying Mo Bamba would hurt them at all. I'm just saying putting him next to Kawhi, when we get Mo Bamba and Kawhi back, it's like, yeah. When they get Kawhi back, yeah, okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Like, Kawhi alleviates and fixes maybe everything if he can be Kawhi and stay healthy. I love how this team could look on paper next to Kawhi. Clippers Cave said, I just don't know how mad you can really be at this team. We're at a talent deficiency against most teams, especially in the Western Conference. We just need to try and stay around 500 and then get Kawhi. I mean, this is all I've been saying. MKXLNT said, Clippers talk people need to get out to games. Section full of haters tonight. Ooh, I don't like hearing that. Cali 2025 said, we should have made a trade, like I said, early in the season. It is early in the season. It's game 6. Oh, man. We need more firepower. Did you not know going into the year that would be a problem? What's the trade? What's this trade that everyone's trying to help the Clippers out? Everybody else in the league is just waiting to help the Clippers. Guys, it's not that easy. It takes 2. SC said, we should just watch SNL together. Can Carl Tart give us commentary? That'd be awesome if he joined during SNL. You know, there are some people that are so unfair to Coach Lou. I've criticized at times. Now Max has got jokes. You got jokes? You got jokes? I'm in here having to go to the bathroom so bad right now. Thank God you guys are here for me, distracting me from that. This chat is the only thing that can help me right now because I'm in hell. I've been in traffic and have moved about 250 feet the last hour. as there is. I hope everybody's okay, but it looks like there's a bad accident on the 110. Bad accident. But yeah, you know the first rule of Clippers talk. We don't talk about Jeremy Grant trades. It is amazing to me how people with just the goldfish NBA brain community that one day is like, this is it. All we got to do is trade for Jeremy Grant. This is it. This is the trade, even though he makes $30 million for the next 4 years annually. And then he has one bad game against the Clippers, 3 of 13, and they're dead quiet. There's just silence. If he had gone off that game, it would have continued. But because he played bad that one game, we don't talk about it anymore. Of course, Ballmer can't be happy. I'm not dismissing plus minus. I'm saying it has to match the eye test. Once again, straw man argument from Al, who just can't help himself and misrepresent everything and mischaracterize everything I say. Like, it's just, man, it is hard to deal. This is the internet. I don't know why I'm surprised. It's all good. Say whatever you want, Al. Like, Angel Garcia said, what do you think the front office is thinking right now? I don't know. That it's 6 games in and they're 2-4. I don't think this was lost on the front office that they could struggle offensively. Jay is saying, I'm happy we're having this conversation now. Cali 2025 is saying, trying to stay optimistic here. That Mexican artist said, Kobe said it best. A shooting guard shoots and guards. I don't. Coach Lou talked about it post game. Their defense was pretty good in the second half. That it's their offense. Is the worst possession of the season so far. I can't even believe what I saw there. I mean, they are struggling. Oh my God, this is hilarious. That guy Spencer said, Steve to the rescue with the toilet for Adam in the middle of traffic. If only. I'm not kidding, guys. It's bad right now. Please distract me. Please. Overturned fuel truck. Great. I'm in hell. I hope everyone's okay. Oh man, this is scary now. I can't turn around. There's nothing I can do. I'm stuck. Let's see if the Clippers start a winning streak. The schedule makes it possible. It is possible. I don't know what's going to happen with Embiid and Paul George, and if they're going to be available on Wednesday, and if Embiid gets suspended for apparently shoving a reporter who was talking mess and saying reckless stuff in an article that I found offensive. So I can only imagine how Joel Embiid felt about him talking about his deceased brother. Like, that was just so out of line. That guy could be fired. I don't know the extent of it. If you guys give me an update on Joel Embiid, and that could distract me, that'd be cool too. But I could understand somebody getting upset with the reporter with what he wrote about Embiid. LaVine is worth a shot. Hey, let's talk about LaVine again. We haven't done this enough for like 6 months. So LaVine is also extremely injury prone. He's pretty one-dimensional, doesn't offer much defensively. He can play make. He's a great scorer. Injury concerns, major ones for a team with enough of those already. Here's the biggest concern. You get Zach LaVine. He has a player option in the summer of 2026 for $48 million. There are guys who could be available at that point, and you might not have any cap space because Zach LaVine opts in. And he would do that if he's not staying healthy, if he's not playing enough games, and he's not going to get another big contract, he would opt into that. So that is quite the risk, my friend. Edmundo said, would people be crying the same way if we started 2-0, then 2-2, 4-2, then 4-4, acting like we have gone 10-0 to start a season, shaking my head? Ray said, I told my wife I need to go to Monday's game in the hope there's a win. Sharita said, we can be like the Spurs last season. What can we do when our hearts belong to the Clips and no other teams? See you next season. Okay. 6 games. We're giving up. Clips Cave said, I think it's interesting to note that Zubats clearly doesn't have the same comfortability going to his left. Seems to always want to force to his right. Doesn't keep defense honest. I mean, I've seen him go to his left with a left-handed hook over a double team so far this season. He can go. He's right-handed. I mean, that's his dominant side. Stuart Edgar said, agree with giving Bones a shot. Ross said, Adam may be moving now. I mean, I've moved probably 500 feet. Stream is cooked. Frozen. Stream is back. I guess I need to jump ahead. Man, you guys missed all the good stuff. I was dropping F-bombs left and right. Stream just played the Nuggets. Oh, that's hilarious. Both Spurs and 76ers are off to a slow start. If we can get those next 2 games, chance to go 4-4. It's possible. This might take a few hours in traffic, bro. Be safe. Hopefully we're back to our winning ways on Monday. I'm lucky enough to have some water bottles in here that, I don't know, guys. I had to go to the bathroom like an hour and a half ago. I am concerned. Ray said Philly is in a much worse place than us. Feel bad for Embiid because that reporter crossed a line. That's well put. MKXLNT, God bless you. Thank you so much. I couldn't be more appreciative. People are not. It's that Clippers fun after dark. Pee bottle. I'm not kidding about that. Like, it's gonna get to a point. If I don't know, am I gonna be here till 5 in the morning? I I can't wait that long. It's my car. I can do what I want in here. Clippers Cave said people are not understanding the context of the man statement from earlier. The coaching staff clearly doesn't give him the opportunity to score. That's what he was getting at. That's not what he was getting at all. He just said he was doing his job. His job right now isn't being asked to score a bunch. When it is, he'll do that. I would argue that I think the reason he's not being asked to score because he doesn't have the handle to be able to create for himself. He doesn't have the handle for that, guys. He's limited because of his handle. That's why, for some people thinking his growth has been stunted or he hasn't gotten to the level they thought he'd get at. Hey, he had 39 points in a game. Comes to the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, it's an amazing game. It's also a ton of catch and shoot stuff. How many threes did he hit? This wasn't him creating all those shots, all those points. I don't know about that. I want to see Bamba. Guys, Mo Bamba is a career 36% three-point shooter for a big man. I'm interested in exploring that. This is Clippers Car After Dark. I'm with you guys until, I don't know, my phone dies, which is not because it's plugged in, or I can get home before sunrise. I feel like Richard Linklater, sunrise, sunset. It's going to be, call me Ethan Hawke. I don't know how long this is going to be. Okay, we are moving a little bit more now. Praise the gods, the traffic gods. Please. I hope that, nobody got hurt. Man, okay, I talked with Law Murray in pregame. I can tell you the context of the quote, my friend, Clippers Cave. I talked with the guy who was there. I asked him about the context of it. He said this is something that he has talked with Mann with over the years. So Mann could have been, and Law Murray said it's probably a bit of both. Responding that way because Law Murray has asked those questions a lot, which I think are valid and fair questions, and because of the fans. Well, to be fair, he has been afraid to shoot at times. Ivica Zubac told him to shoot the ball tonight. Whether it's afraid or hesitant or doesn't have the confidence right now, to act like Terrence Mann is out there firing and putting up shots. Damn, somebody did turn around and really drive back the other way. That is dangerous. They were driving fast, too. Terrence Mann has turned down shots. That is a fact. And asking him not to turn down shots, I think, is fair. He has to take shots. He said, I'm not doing more than I'm being asked to do. I'm doing what I'm being asked to do. But the problem is he's taken a 3-pointer less per game. He's averaging half the amount of points than he did last season. He went from 8 to 4 coming into this ball game. Jay is getting a timeout for this. See, this is a timeout. I didn't want to have to do this, but I'm going to do this. This is a pure timeout. People who are tormenting me because I have to go to the bathroom and I'm stuck in traffic for over an hour now. Okay, Clippers Cave, I'm with you. I got you, man. It's all good. Look, if I'm frustrated, it's only because I've had to pee for, I'm serious, 2 hours. People getting into the right-hand lane. Is something going to happen here? Man, this is a disaster. Oh, my goodness. Clippers lose. I've had to pee for 2 hours. This is just... whatever. I've had it worse. I've held it longer. I can do this. Jay, you son of a gun. People are moving to the right-hand side. Is there an opening here? Please, sweet relief. Somehow, some way. I just want to get home before 2 in the morning. Moving a little bit. Is it fool's gold? What did you guys say earlier? OKC's running the freeways now. When I see somebody going the opposite direction, I start to think we're not going anywhere. That's concerning. Yeah, sure. If Kawhi can come back before the end of the month, is that going to happen? I don't know. Maybe. I think before the Bucks make any of those big moves, what they're going to do is probably let go of Doc Rivers. That would be tough. Some people are turning around. Like there's a whole slew of people now going the other way. I don't know if the camera's high enough for you guys to see it. Is that what I should be doing? Like, am I the fool? What are all these people doing going the other way? But not everybody's going the other way. Chris G said if somehow we get rid of PJ and some other player, is it possible to look into Markelle Fultz? I don't know. What's Fultz's contract? How many points is he averaging per game this season? John McClain is hitting me with the yippee-ki-yay, Adam. Time to pull out the water bottle. You guys are killing me. I don't want to hear this stuff. I'm trying to hold it here. I just wish there was some. Can somebody look at the 110? What is. I don't know if there's some. There's this thing called AM radio, Adam. You could probably hear about it all there. What this traffic stop is and how long it's going to be. I really don't like this from John McClain. yippee Mr. Falcon. Link or Ink Mutation said T-Man shouldn't be upset with the fans because there are times he doesn't execute like a pro that he is. He needs to own up to his lack of effort. I don't think it's an effort thing. It's just he's not confident in his shot thing. T-Man did say he needs to bring the ball up more to take the burden off of James Harden, but he's been so used to not bringing the ball up because he's next to Kawhi and Paul George and Harden last year, so he was not put in that position. It's just a bad habit. And he did bring the ball up more tonight, and I was very encouraged to see that. Clippers Cave said, what do you think was the biggest controllable mistake of the 2-1-3 era? I always go back to the Jerome Robinson draft pick over MPJ because I think it may have changed how many picks we trade for PG. Yeah, maybe Hartenstein, that's a mistake, but none of this stuff matters if Kawhi tears his ACL and continues to get hurt over and over again. That is by far the overwhelming reason. I'm tempted to turn around too, but I'm all the way in the left lane, so I don't know how realistic that is. Maybe they're having everyone turn around, and there's a turnaround coming up. You know, somebody with some traffic cones directing us to turn around. Maybe that's what's happening. Markel's out of the league. I thought he was still hanging around with Orlando. Yeah, a guy out of the league is not changing anything. Clippers versus Sixers going to be a brick fest. Markelle had kind of a renaissance a couple of years ago, or not a renaissance, but his play certainly improved for a little bit. SIG alert issued in Los Angeles, 110 at Century Boulevard. All lanes will be shut down due to traffic collision. Additional express lanes. Oh, God. Thank you guys for the information. Just my luck. And Jay's back. Just my luck. I mean, I want to turn around. Why isn't everybody turning around, though? Why aren't they seeing that option? I'm all the way in the left-hand lane. To turn around is going to be tough. This is brutal. This is a 15-0 run. OKC in the third quarter type thing right here. Hey, friends from Singapore. Yeah, pretty much. Although, look, I'm just going to say, I like the way this team is constructed. Lawrence Frank cooked this summer. Oh, they get Kawhi, and I think they could be a 4 or 5 seed in the West. Like, if they had I know. If they had decent health with Kawhi, if only. Like, it makes sense the way this team is set up. I'm hearing sirens. More of them. Yeah, I'm going to need the international friends to keep me distracted now. Thanks, Ray. Have a good night, man. They do match up well. They have so many point of attack defenders and guys they can throw and wear down, the head of the snake for the opposition. I just need Kawhi. I just need traffic to clear. Does anybody have an update? Like, honestly, I can at least loosen my belt buckle since that's way too tight. Maybe that'll help me not be so uncomfortable. Oh, this is hell. But now I see people, oh, yeah, you can't go the opposite direction. That's out. That's not happening. I don't know what happens if people went the opposite direction because now I see cars coming that way again. This is insane. I appreciate all you guys staying with me, even the ones who are hating on Ty Lue for reasons that are completely unfair. Let's help a little bit. Adjust the seatbelt. So turning around is no longer an option. So I got that going for me. You guys are the best. I should have been doing this years ago. I really do enjoy this shit. Being able to chat with people online, late night, talk Clippers. I live for this. I don't always agree. I can feign anger sometimes. I'm really never that angry. I just like to put on a show, and it's performative. Performance pod. I don't know. Is Petros coming into a dome? Why would he break the losing streak? I'm curious. Did he say he's coming out? Oh. Yeah, people saying that OKC is going to get Cooper Flag. I think that's pretty unrealistic. But the Clippers have no reason to tank and help OKC out even more. Did Houston play tonight? Did the Rockets win? Can anybody tell me that? I don't mean to make you guys my Google, but I'm a little tied up at the moment. Did Houston win tonight? What's Houston's record currently? Inquiring minds want to know. I wish the old P would jump on the podcast right now, make me laugh, probably make me piss myself. Sorry, it's safe harbor hours. I've been in pain. What are we at? Like 2 hours? Houston lost in overtime to Golden State. Good. We'll take that. That's a positive. Clippers Cave, appreciate you. Hey, I'm committed. I'm all in. I said for a year I will do hardcore social media and see where this goes. Houston's 3-3. Thanks for the update, guys. Hip to Clip, Angel Garcia, Sean McLean. I need one of those Tylenols he was taking at the end of Die Hard with a Vengeance, I think. He was really on those painkillers. I'm in some pain. At Mexican Nara says we are tied for second to last. 6 games in. If they win the next 2, how are you feeling? If they beat San Antonio and Philly, how are you feeling? Because I was the guy who was saying if they start 0-3, how are you feeling? Then they won 2 straight. I mean, I was well aware they could be in this position. I don't know what some people and where their expectations were at and why. Is there any hope or light at the end of the tunnel? Not for the Clippers, but for me. I can't go the opposite direction. That's no longer an option. Yeah, I agree with that. They can keep their pick. That would be big. Stay in front of Houston. Ex-Mongo Project said, we win the next 2, we're winning in the finals. Do you remember the stuff people were saying after they beat Golden State? They won 2 in a row. Just the reaction and the mood swings. It's just too extreme, guys. Jay is getting another timeout. I really don't want to have to pee in a bottle. I don't want to have to live like that. I don't know. I just saw Kobe Brown get at least a 10-game stint last season while they had a team with James Harden, Kawhi, and Paul George. The whole Coach Lue will never play young guys. That's not fair. He will, and maybe very soon here. Clippers Cave, this is our year. Where's Will Updike now? Zubats looks tired. This is our year mantra. I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief. I know, it's all good fun. I know Rockets are ahead of them right now, that's for sure. Guys, like, my guy here doesn't understand. Their offense is bad already. If you take Norman Powell off the floor to start games, I don't know what's happening. My guy, that's not a solution. Some people are still obsessed with getting a traditional power forward. That is not the issue with this team at all. Their rebounding has been solid so far. Their defense has been good. Why are we still talking about a power forward issue? Pull over and go to the side of the road. That is an option. Problem is, I'm moving. It's moving like just enough. Just enough where I can't come to a complete stop. Oh my goodness. I brought this up earlier. Now Hip to Clip is saying it. I brought it up earlier. Sucking on Grandpa's old cough medicine, are we? Yeah, the Dumb and Dumber scene is really coming to mind here. Really coming to mind. I can't stop once I start. It burns. This is my favorite Clipper currently. I mean, Kawhi's been one of my favorite players forever. Clips Cave brings up how Norm Powell is our best scorer. We need him on the floor. God, taking him off the floor with the starting lineup. Yeah. If you guys want to help me out, start the BP in the bottle fund. John McClane, draw it mild, dude. This is a family show. I know this is some first world problem stuff, but I really wish I went to the bathroom before I left into a dome. That's one of the worst decisions I've made in a while. Hey, I'm going to get home in 25 minutes. Saturday night, clear sailing. Just going to bomb it down the 110. I'll be home. I don't need to go to the bathroom before I leave into a dome. This will be the last time that happens. I'm going no matter what. Y'all are vile. You're gonna make me laugh so hard. Maybe I should like. Can I get these slacks clean before Monday night's game? I need to buy another suit. Is the truth. I've been using the cleaners way too much. I'm not a big college basketball fan. I'm a casual college basketball fan. Once it gets to the tournament, I watch because single elimination can make anything fun. But college basketball is a hard watch a lot of the times during the regular season. I mean, UNC Duke, sure. Edmundo said, not rubbing it in, but crazy I drove 158 miles home and you're still stuck. Not rubbing it in, huh? Probably stay in here until you get home. Well, now that's a good man. Will you guys stay with me till I get home? Will you hold my hand on the way home? This is an epic, and I hope the last type of Clippers talk after dark live of this nature, where I have to go to the bathroom, where I'm stuck in traffic for 2 hours. I mean, did I mention I was hungry? The only good thing about having to pee so much is it makes me think or forget about having this craving I got. So apparently it's on the other, it looks like it's on the other side of the freeway, but what, is spilled into the top here? Those guys are the ones who are really screwed. Think about your favorite celebrity crush. You'll definitely stop thinking about having to take a pee. Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Tiffany Amber. Chill. Just because it's 1:10 in the morning doesn't mean people are going to watch this back tomorrow during normal time. You're not giving me traffic facts. You're just trying to doomer me, just like you're doomering the Clippers, Jay. Look at this. This is a real a-hole troll here. And I respect it to a degree because this is the type of stuff I would have done. But do I deserve this? Do I? You know, there are some people that pulled over here. I wonder what they're up to. Are they, I'm smelling fluids, which is a little bit scary. Gas. Yeah. If no one lights a match, that'd be really awesome. Oh, great. There's some road flares. Well, this is probably the last edition of Clipper Stock. Nothing to be concerned with here. Nothing at all. Villanova fan, defensive identity, lack of shot creation makes for gross basketball. When it's ugly, it's real ugly. There's people walking to their cars. People backed up. This is wild. Are these people pulled up for a separate issue? I think it's just a broken down Mustang. Okay. Ooh, are things opening up? Please, God. Please. God, please. Never asked for anything. Okay, I've asked for a lot. This has to be a troll. Why am I being trolled right now? I don't deserve this. This is an all-time casual solution to the Clippers' woes. Are you guys seeing this? Bring back DeMarcus Cousins. Bring back John Wall. I never got to hear Petros do the PA at an SC basketball game, but I know he was replaced by the ginger understudy. Gingers have souls. Hip to Clip says, I need to use the restroom. Be right back. What an a-hole! Killing me. Wait a second. Are some people crossing into the other side? Is that my best hope? No, God, please. God, no. I can't cross the divider in a Kia K5. You know the part in The Big Lebowski where he's like, my only hope is the Big Lebowski kills me before the nihilist cut my teeth off. That's how I'm feeling right now. This is hopeless. This is hopeless. I have some bottles in the car. That's the best thing I got going for me right now. Actually, I have a package for Carl's Heart. Somebody sent over a, oh my God, are we really turning around? Is that what's happening here? The solution is turning around and going to the other side? F me, man. Vehicles turned off with that. Is this true? Now I'm kind of scared. Is this true? All right. Too many sirens. Maybe I need to focus. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all. Can I get up on that? I don't think I can. My car's too low. All right, guys. I'm going to peace out. Thoughts and prayers. Hopefully not the last show. Take care. Have a better night than me. My goodness, this is just a disaster. Hope everyone can get home safe, including myself at this point. Oh, Chris G with the positivity tweet or chat message on the way out. Yeah, man, this is a little scary. This is sketchy. All right.